Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having a fantastic week so far. Lots of us in the class welcomed in. Geshitz. Nice to see everybody. Resilient Learner, Anna. Great to have you here. Students, this is an IELTS speaking class and you will have a chance to speak. You will have a chance to talk with me in this class using a Zoom interface during the lesson. The topic of today's speaking class has a focus on borrowing and lending. These can be some tricky verbs to use in the English language, so you want to make sure you can use these well in your communication and in your IELTS. The lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are our websites. They power these live classes. Our academic website looks like this at aehelp.com. Click that big red button there to join the premium version. It is a one-time payment for you get lifetime access. We're an IELTS Test Registration Center, a British Council partner, an IDP affiliate. I'm a certified British Council agent. We help thousands of students every single month succeed on their exams. You can read their testimonials with this link here that I'll drop into the chat right now. For the general IELTS, it's the same idea. It's the green background. Again, click this big red button and you can use the code TOGETHER9 for an extra 10% discount. Now, those of you who have access to these premium classes, you get 2 extra live classes each week through Zoom. If you want to check out those Zoom classes, students, you can use the link that I just put into the chat. It's worth it. You get lots of practice using AI in combination with good tutors, with good online materials like this. It's the right way to not pay that expensive $300 US again and again for your IELTS score. The apps are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. The mobile apps link to the web apps. The Instagram is IELTS_AEhelp and GIELTS Help for extra vocabulary and some fun tips. And if you still have questions, send an email to adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. For those of you who are premium users, we have a Task 2 writing class tomorrow and a speaking class on Friday. Check out this YouTube video we just posted maybe 2 weeks ago. It's going to help you with your speaking with lots of great tips and strategies. Students, Carolina just joined the chat as well. She's in blue. She's here to help answer some questions. Let's get going on today's speaking. Now, speaking section is a 12 to 15 minute interview with an examiner. Be sure to repeat what I say in this class, copy what I say, so speak and repeat nice and loud, everybody. Let's get into it. So go to your IELTS exam early. Show up about an hour before. Warm up those English speaking muscles of the brain. Talk with other candidates. Review your strategies. Getting those high band scores, 7, 8, 9, it's all about good communication. You don't need tons of vocabulary. You don't need perfect grammar, but you do need good communication. Students, when you get to your exam, you check in 20 minutes before you meet the examiner. And then when you meet the examiner, they will welcome you to the interview. They will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are conducting the exam in Toronto. The time right now is 10 o'clock. Let's begin. May I see your identification? As soon as you hear that question, you should remember, okay, this is a formal interview. It's okay to use casual English, but I need to show formal English at the beginning. I need to show that I understand this situation, that I prepared. So when the examiner says or asks, may I see your identification, you should respond with a nice, clear, full sentence like, yes, certainly. Here's my ID that I used to register and check in. Please take a look. Okay. Students, again, repeat what I say. Get this kind of deep into your memory so that you can say it easily when you hear this question, no matter how nervous you are. Yes, certainly. Here's my ID that I used to register and check in. Please take a look. Okay. Kshitz says this answer for us. Kshitz says, yes, you can have a look at it. This is the passport that I have used to register for this IELTS exam a couple of weeks ago. Okay, no mistakes in these first couple of sentences, students. You don't want to have the examiner thinking, okay, student's not bad, but they can't be a band 8 or a band 9 because they're making mistakes in the introduction, right? All right, students, after or while you're showing your passport, the examiner will ask you for your name. They will say, what is your full name? The way you answer this question kind of tells the examiner how much you actually prepared for the IELTS exam, because it's always the same questions here. They will say, what is your full name? And if you don't tell them what you want to be called, they will also ask you, what would you like me to call you? Or they might ask you, what do you like to be called? Something like that. So again, a nice full sentence answer, okay? You can say, my given name is Maximilian, and my surname is McKinnon. Please just call me Max, okay? Full sentence. Okay, my given name is Maximilian and my surname is McKinnon. Please just call me Max. You have to be nice and fluent on these sentences, students, because these are introductions. If they're going to think you're a band 7 or even a 6.5, you have to be fluent and clear when you introduce yourself. Okay, a band 6.5 or 7 English user should have no problem with the introduction, even if you are nervous. Okay. Akshat says, my given name is Akshat and my family name is Singh. Please call me by my first name. Very good, which is Akshat, right? Very good, Akshat. That works. Okay. Here the examiner's thinking, okay, band 9 maybe. Let's see how Akshat does in the rest of the exam. Okay, so solid starts. Then the examiner will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better. These questions are also meant to help you relax, help you focus. Technically, they're not marking you. So right now, they're still not putting down any mistakes or any comments on their marking sheet. But in their head, they kind of are. Like in their mind, they're already listening to your fluency, your mistakes. They're listening to your grammar, so your communication. So you want to do well right from the very beginning, okay? They might ask you how you're doing. So they might ask you something like, how are you doing today? Again, take a deep breath, okay? Focus. It's okay to just kind of get yourself centered at this point. And you might say something like, I'm feeling a bit nervous at the moment, but I'm sure I'll calm down. as we progress, and I am looking forward to getting a great score on this exam. Okay. Again, a nice full sentence, students. Repeat the question. How are you doing today? I'm feeling a bit nervous at the moment, but I'm sure I'll calm down as we progress, and I'm looking forward to getting a great score on this exam. If I were your examiner, I would love to hear a sentence like that. If I hear you say an answer like that, I would say, oh, that's looking like a band 8 to 9 for sure. Okay, nice and fluent, good communication. Amanjot, I think, has a similar kind of answer. Amanjot, very good. Amanjot says, I'm feeling energetic and nervous at the same time because I'm confident about the practice that I did for the past 3 months, and a little bit stressed about my performance. Overall, I'm feeling happy to be here. Very nice. Okay, Amanjot, that is fantastic. A little correction, but that's exactly it. Okay, that's the kind of fluency and answer they're looking for. Students, when candidates ask, like, how much should I say or how much should I speak? Depends on your fluency, but let's say you're fluent. You're at least a band 6, 6.5. If you're fluent, your answer should be about as long as what the chat here in YouTube lets you type. Okay, and I think that's, I don't know, what is that, like 200 characters, something like that? Like 2-3 good sentences. Okay. And here, Yash's answer is good too. Yash says, I'm doing really well today, thank you. How about you? It's okay to respond with that. That's natural. Then the examiner might say something, I'm doing all right, thank you for asking. Okay, you might say something like that. Okay. And then they might ask you 1 or 2 more introductory questions and then introduce the topic of part 1. They'll say, okay, the speaking has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each. I will record this for marking purposes. This is candidate number 79312244, examiner number 77639, and exam center 79YQ. Let's talk about drawing. How often do you draw pictures? Okay, so part 1 can be just about any common topic, and there are lots of common topics, so don't try to guess what it will be. Just be prepared with good strategies. Okay, when you see this, how often, you should be thinking adverbs of frequency and numbers. Plus numbers. Okay, so adverbs of frequency are like always, often, sometimes, rarely, never. Okay, those are your adverbs of frequency, and then you should go into quantification. So numbers like every day, an hour or 2 each week, once a month. Okay, so a measurable communication. Okay, so again, the question is, how often do you draw pictures? Okay, so Resilient Learner has this answer for us. Resilient Learner says, I don't draw every day, but I do it sometimes when I feel bored or want to relax. It helps me clear my mind. Okay, so this is, it's a good answer, and this could still be a band 9 start, but it's not a band 9 answer. Okay, this would be more like a band 7.5. why, students? So what's missing from this communication? So Resilient Learner says, I don't draw every day, but I do it sometimes when I feel bored or want to relax. It helps me clear my mind. The reason why this is still just a band 5 communication, and some of you might be thinking, well, why is that still just like a band 5 when it comes to good communication? Okay, don't forget, students, that band 8 means you're very good in English, and that doesn't just mean you have very good grammar or very good vocabulary. It means you have very good information or a very good way of communicating. Okay, band 9 means it's an expert. So that doesn't just mean you have expert grammar and expert vocabulary, but it means you have an expert way of communicating. Okay, so here the examiner is still thinking, so how often do you draw? And if I'm your examiner, I would still have the question, like, what do you draw? Okay, so that's still not clear for me as the examiner. And in expert communication or in very good communication, I would expect that to be clear. So to make this into a band 9 or 8.5 or an 8, I would expect something like, I probably draw, or I probably sketch maybe once or twice each week for half an hour. Usually a funny comic character or some interesting shapes. Okay, so that would be your band 9 answer, Resilient Learner, like saying, I don't draw every day, but I do it sometimes when I feel bored or want to relax. It helps clear my mind. I probably sketch maybe once or twice a week for half an hour, usually some funny comic character or an interesting shape. And then the examiner's like, okay, you've answered all the questions I kind of have in my head for that type of a question. Okay, so details are important, but it's not just the detail, it's the type of detail. So it's the communication. Okay, so tip, make sure to focus just as much, if not more, on your content and communication as your vocabulary and grammar. Okay, super important. Some students think that it's about using fancy words or idioms to get a high band score in the IELTS. Totally not true. Okay, you can actually get a high band score with relatively simple words and no idioms, as long as you have good communication. Good communication is the most important. The first score or first kind of criteria is fluency and coherence. Okay, coherence means like how clear, how complete, how accurate is your answer. Okay, that's your coherence, right? And they put that at the top of the criteria. Okay, so that's what you need to focus on. Let's try a few more of these part 1 questions. So the examiner might ask you this question next. What kinds of pictures do you like drawing? Okay, what kind of pictures do you like drawing? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one again, students. And here's a quick tip while you're thinking about your answers. Connect your answers. Band 9, Band 8 and 9 are described as sounding like a good conversation. Okay, good conversations have continuity. Okay, so you don't just jump from one topic to another. It shouldn't sound like a weird Q&A. Okay, I think that's another good way to think about this. So a band 8 and 9 should not sound like a strange question and answer session. Okay, so again, connect your answers and make it sound like a conversation. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. So see how here, and this is exactly why you want good detail in your answers. So when I corrected Resilient Learner, I included this piece, usually a funny comic character or some interesting shapes. So here, I would say, well, as I was just saying, I like drawing comic characters, like a strange version of Spider-Man or Pikachu. Because I practiced these as a kid, and I think I'm quite good at it. My drawings make my friends and family smile and laugh. Okay, I'm totally just making this up, by the way, as I'm answering, but that doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So nice full sentence. Make that connection. Well, as I was just saying, I like drawing comic characters like a strange version of Spider-Man or Pikachu because I practiced these as a kid and I think I'm quite good at it. My drawings make my friends and family smile and laugh. Okay. Okay. Very good. So Kashitz says this. Kashitz says, well, as I was saying, I'm fascinated by nature. I love to draw and sketch natural landscapes, for instance, the rivers or the sea. Okay, Kashitz, there are a few grammatical and language mistakes there. So as is, this would be like a band 5.5 with the technical aspect. Okay. So you want to make some corrections there, like the way that I said it. Okay. Olivia, thank you. You're chiming in and paying attention. Very well done. Okay. Olivia says, well, as I mentioned earlier, I draw pictures of the body organs. So my best part to draw is the heart. Yesterday, while explaining a condition to a patient, I drew a heart with a defective valve. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing you're working as a doctor or a nurse maybe. So yeah, you can even mention that. You can say, I have drawn a lot of anatomy during my studies in my profession. Okay, yeah, I would probably include those pieces. Good. Okay, very clever. Yeah, good connections. Students, that's the way you want to do it. So part one has maybe 5-6 questions. They get more and more complicated with the grammar. So they usually start with some simple grammar, present tense grammar, then they get into conditionals, they get into present perfect, modal sentences. Okay. And then the examiner will say that is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start, when to stop. You can take notes in the 1 minute time if you wish. Is that clear? And you should say, yep, it's clear. And then they'll say, talk about an object that you borrowed. Okay. Now here, your very first step is to look at the questions. Okay. What is this item? What did you use it for? When and who did you borrow it from? Why did you decide to borrow it, and was it useful in the end? Okay. These questions aren't just there to guide you, students. They are there to guide you. The examiner does expect that you answer these questions if you want to get a Band 8 or a Band 9. Okay. You cannot go off topic, and you cannot just talk about a small part of the card. If you want to get high band scores, you should do your best to cover all of these questions. Okay, there are some silly videos and instructions online that tell you that it's just a guide and you don't really need to pay attention to all of these questions. Yes, you do. Okay, that's why they put them there. That's why they gave you this card. That's why they are covering these questions. Okay, so students, think about your answer. Okay. And while you're thinking about your answer, I'm going to set up the Zoom session. Now, if some of you don't have Zoom, it's a really easy install. It is one of the most popular apps for classrooms and for meetings. So download the app and then go and find this Zoom session that I just put into the chat there. Let me just kind of highlight it here. You should just be able to copy paste it or click on it even maybe. Okay. And again, for those of you who are enjoying the class so far, keep in mind that if you're a premium user at aehelp.com or at gieltshelp.com, you get 2 full extra live classes each week, Thursdays and Fridays. Tomorrow, premium users will get a task 2 class where they get to interact, and on Friday it will be a full speaking class through Zoom. So click these red buttons and you are golden. Okay, it's again not a lot of money, it's a one-time payment, and if you come to these classes and talk with me and talk with your peers, you will definitely get your return on investment very, very quickly. Okay. So let me get into Zoom here. I'm going to put on my headset so I can hear you, and then you can join and volunteer, students. Okay. Now keep YouTube open as well, and for those of you volunteering, make sure that your audio is only through Zoom so we don't get the double audio there. I will continue using my camera here on YouTube, but you are welcome to turn your camera on in Zoom. Just make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings. Okay, we've got lots of students already entering. Remember, students, part 2 here is an object. So when you talk about objects, an object that you borrowed, be sure to include the description of the object, what it looks like, where it came from, the origin, how it is used, what it is used for, and your experience. Okay. All right, so we've got lots of students in here already. Let's start with Amanjot. Amanjot has her hand up here. You see that, everybody? That's how you can let me know that you want to speak. Amanjot, are you there?
Yes, good morning, Adrian. How are you?
I am doing very well, thank you, Amanjot. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Amanjot, do you have an IELTS exam coming up?
Not yet, but like in the next 3 or 4 months, I'm planning to give one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I asked you that last time, and I just
Yeah, in
forgot.
the
Yeah.
class. Yeah.
Yeah. Give an exam. I think maybe that's British English, but in Canada we usually say do an exam or yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm planning to do the exam in 3 or 4 months, or take the exam instead of give an exam. Take the exam.
Okay.
Okay, let's practice a little bit of speaking. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's talk about drawing.
Mm-hmm.
How can you improve your drawing skills?
Well, to polish my sketching skills, I believe that joining a professional course or just watching YouTube videos can be a great way to enhance my already existing painting skills. Just the other day, I watched 1 hour long video where I learned a lot of techniques to enhance my painting skills.
What are situations when drawing pictures can help you communicate?
It can be like happy moments or can be sad moment as well. But I believe that most of the time when we are sad or want to communicate our feelings through like painting a picture, I believe that it's a great way to unwind. Just the other day, I draw a painting of a park where I showed my like love for the nature.
Do you use technology to help you draw or create pictures? If yes, why?
Uh, yeah, I use apps such as Canva, where there are lots of like technique. I mean the options from where I can choose from. Just like for example, I can enhance my, for example, my PowerPoint presentation by including more pictures in it.
If you could draw one amazing picture, what would it be?
Without a shadow of doubt, it would be something related to nature because I am more into the atmospheric creatures. Um, I think it would be a river or like creatures such as birds. So yeah.
Okay, that is the end of part one. We will now continue with part two.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll leave that for a moment. I'll give you a band score estimate and give you a little bit of explanation. So really good. Okay, you're doing a really good job, Amanjot. You're applying a lot of the strategies. Your communication is quite clear. I would say that for these answers, the examiner's probably thinking around a band 8. So far, what you're showing me is very good English. Okay, and
Okay.
not just very good English, but very good English communication. That's what that's what everybody should be thinking. Students, is you're not just showing very good English when you get a band 8. You're showing very good English communication. It's those two pieces. Okay.
Okay.
So when I asked you how can you improve your drawing skills, you paraphrased that question very nicely. You said, "Well, to polish my sketching skills." It was a lovely paraphrase. To polish means to improve on. Okay, so very nice use of that expression, to polish. And it's an expression here. It's an idiomatic expression. So that was very good. Students, write down new words that you learn from each other as well. Um,
Mhm.
and then you said, I believe joining a professional course or watching like a YouTube video. And then it was really nice. You didn't say, for example, you just gave the example, which was really good. You said, just the other day, I watched an hour long video.
Mhm.
Really nice. I really like, and people really like the quantification. Quantification, math is the universal language. It helps people understand, helps your coherence. So that answer, that first answer, was a band 9. That was a band 9 level answer, no question. Okay.
Okay.
The next one I asked you about situations when drawing pictures can help you communicate, and you said it can be happy moments and sad moments. You said it's a great way to unwind. Just the other day, you drew a picture. That was really good. Now, students, when you're speaking, as with good communicators, while we speak, if we can think at the same time, I know that's really hard, speaking another language and thinking very quickly at the same time, but it is possible through practice. So Um, I really liked that answer, Amanjot, but I do think that there was a piece there that was like, oh, okay, so that's what you're talking about. Um, you said happy moments or sad moments. So happy moments, sad moments, frustrated moments, angry moments, all of those situations together, what are you expressing through your
Your
art?
feelings.
Exactly, your emotions or your feelings, right?
Mm.
So try to identify that while you're speaking, right? So you can say it can be happy moments or sad moments as well. I suppose art helps to communicate feelings. And then you might suddenly realize, oh, yes, of course, with children, art is often used to help them express their feelings, right? So with children, when they have troubles expressing their feelings, we often
Mm.
use art, right? So you get to that kind of point. I know that's tricky to do, but that is the ultimate goal of good communication, to have that kind of thought process happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one with technology, Canva. Yes, I liked how when you felt like you're kind of getting lost, you jump to an example. For example, I use it to enhance my PowerPoint. That was really good. Overall, very good communication.
Mm.
Therefore, band 8 so far. Nicely done, Amanjad.
Mm. I,
Okay.
I was like just struck at the last question. I couldn't think any other thing like yeah. Can you help me with the last question?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a really good insight, Amanjad. So the last question is a conditional. If you could draw one amazing picture, what would it be? Students, when you hear the condition, really pay attention to the condition. I think that speaking candidates, the question where they go off topic or they have trouble giving a good answer most of the time is the conditional question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because with conditional questions, you really, really have to pay attention to the condition. Okay. So if you could draw one amazing picture, what would it be? And you said it would be a river or creatures like birds. So yeah, no, no, no. If I were talking with you in real life, I would say, no, 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 I'm gonna draw one amazing picture. What would it be?
Mm-hmm.
So don't overcomplicate it. The trick is keep it simple.
Okay.
Okay, use the question. This is where in conditionals for good communication, it's really helpful to use the condition. If I had a couple of hours to draw a single picture, it would be about my mother smiling, simply because I love her so much. Mom, if you're watching, it's true. No, my mom's probably not watching, but anyway. Okay, so don't overcomplicate it. Really focus on the condition. So if I had a couple of hours to draw a single picture, it would be about my mother smiling, simply because I love her so much. So just that. Okay, do you want to try it one more time? Use the condition, focus on the one picture.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so if you could draw one amazing picture, what would it be?
If I given the chance to draw a piece of art, I would definitely choose the picture of my mother. Definitely because I love her so much.
That was my answer. Give me
You
your
just
answer.
okay. I thought you want me to just say
No,
the
no, no,
same
no.
thing.
Maybe I didn't communicate clearly. No, no, just
Okay.
something original. So one more time, if you could draw one amazing picture, what would it be?
Well, given the chance to draw a piece of art, I would definitely choose a painting of my own house because I believe that it's difficult for me to draw it now because I do not have so much artistic skills. But definitely, if I get a like professional course, I would definitely love to draw it.
Okay, sure, not bad. People want to draw their house because it reminds them of home. It's where they grew up. It's a memento, right? So again, just keep those conditions and the reasons as simple as possible. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Amanjot. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, students, so far so good. Let me see if we have another volunteer for us here. Yeah, lots of people. Let me see if anybody's stuck in the waiting room. I think maybe. Yeah, there are 6 people stuck in the waiting room. Let me let everybody in. Students, if you're enjoying this, again, remember, websites, ahelp.com, glshelp.com. If you're a premium user, you get 2 more live classes like this, of course, each week, and you get lots of chances to speak. So that's why I keep telling you to do that. And Carolina is kindly putting those links into the chat as well for you. So yeah. Okay. Aisha, I know you had your hand up second, so why don't you chime in? Are you there?
Hello, sir.
How are you,
Hello,
Aisha?
sir. How are you doing?
I'm-
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. You sound like you're full of energy. You sound like you had more coffee
Yeah.
today than I did. Do you have coffee? Or are you
Yeah.
drinking tea all day? What are you doing?
Uh, just tea. I'm a tea lover.
You're a tea lover. Did you get lots of sleep?
No, it's just to go away from my sleep. That's why.
Okay. You sound like you're pumped, like you're ready to go for a long run or
Yeah,
something.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, Aisha, let's do some part 2 here. Okay, students, I showed you part 2 before. Aisha, can you read it one more time for us, please?
Sure. Talk about the object you borrowed. Okay. What is this item? What did you use it for? When and who did you borrow it from? Why did you decide to borrow it? And was it useful in the end?
Okay, good. All right, let me start you off, and then you can begin. Aisha, I'm not sure if that's your background noise or somebody else's, so I'm going to mute everybody and then
Okay,
unmute
okay.
yourself one more time,
Sorry.
okay? Just a sec.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Aisha, just unmute yourself one more time just in case there's some extra noise coming from others as well that were not muted. So Aisha, yeah, there you are. Okay. Yeah. I think that is your background noise. It's okay.
Yeah, that was sorry because my family.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry,
And-
I
and-
apologize for that.
That's okay. It sounds like everybody's energetic. I don't know what kind of tea you're drinking over there, but bring me some of that tea. Okay.
sorry.
Aisha, I'm going to start you. That's okay. I'm going to start you off. Here we go. So talk about an object that you borrowed. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay, well, last month I borrowed biology notes from my friend. Yeah, I had because actually I had missed some classes due to some reasons, and I didn't understand a few topics. And her notes were very helpful and simple with drawings and short points. I borrowed them twice a day before my test and studied. Then I used that notes for my practice questions. They helped me to understand everything quickly. And I borrowed them because I didn't want to waste my time reading a whole textbook, and her notes saved me my time and made things very easy. And in the end, I did well in the test and thanked her for her notes with a small gift.
What was the gift?
The gift was a hand watch.
Wristwatch?
Yeah, wristwatch.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop you there, and now we'll go on to part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question or two related to your response and some questions connected to this topic. Aisha, that was amazing. That was really good. Great.
Actually,
Yeah.
this topic is a little hard to answer. So maybe I think I did some kind of mistakes.
Made some kind of mistakes. No, not really. I think overall there were very, very few mistakes. There were a couple of very small language use mistakes and very small grammatical errors, but overall it was very fluent. It was very clear. You went through the answers and it was quite quick. So careful, students, when you're fluent like that, then you can say a lot in those 1 to 2 minutes. So you have to really pay attention. I'm not sure if that was actually a full 2 minutes. I think it was closer to just a minute of speech, but maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, overall you explained what you borrowed, biology notes, who you borrowed it from, your friend. Did you say Bella or Biella? I couldn't catch her name.
No, I didn't. I didn't tell them my friend name. I
Okay.
just tell that she's my friend.
Yeah, tell the name. Be specific, right? Give substance to your
Um,
response. You'll get better
um,
notes, better answers, and that's how you want to improve your scores. So when you're really fluent students, then you have to think details, 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 and that's what your notes should help you with. So, like, here's a question, Aisha. What were the biology notes? What was the topic?
the topic is about cardiologist. I mean the cardio things. The cardio is kind of a biological term that we say of heart. That
Yeah.
was based on cardiologists, that how heart works, how it flows, and from where to where everything is was in their whole in their
Oh,
notes.
okay.
So
Okay, let's slow it down a bit. So, Aisha, one important tip, and this is important for all of those students who are kind of band 7 or higher, don't rush, right? Think before you speak. Speak a little bit slower, but speak with purpose and detail, okay? So, the topic was the cardiovascular system, okay? Cardiovascular system, specifically for a cardiology class. Okay.
okay,
So focusing on the valves of the heart. Okay, so slow it down, right? A cardiologist is the actual person. So cardiologist is the heart doctor.
yeah,
Okay, so that's a little bit off the way that you said it. Okay. So pay careful attention to that. Don't go too fast, right? Okay.
okay.
What was the class for? Was it for a university? Was it a graduate class? So what was it for?
Is it for high school level?
Okay, so this was for a grade 12 high school biology class, right? So those kinds
Yeah.
of details are really important. Overall, you did very well, though. So overall, if I were to give you a band score for that, I would say that was a band 8 as well, okay? Band 8, that was a
Okay.
very good response.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
When you say you got her a little gift, I mean, a wristwatch, it's a pretty nice gift for notes. I would just say something simple, like a box of chocolates, or I bought her a bag of tea that gives me lots of energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Aisha, that was really good. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, actually, at
No,
my background.
no, don't apologize. Family's awesome. It's great that you have a loud, happy family.
Okay.
That's good. Be proud of that.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
bye,
you so
Aisha.
much.
You're very welcome.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Aisha. Wow, everyone, we've got 14 people in the chat now, which is great. Let's try to give a couple more people a chance to speak. Let's see who is all with us. Okay, we've got lots of hands up. Olivia, why don't you chime in? Are you there, Olivia?
Good, I'm there. Good day.
You gotta say, I'm here. I'm here. How are you, Olivia?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, good day to you. Olivia, do I remember correctly? You're in Nigeria?
Cameroon, Cameroon.
In Cameroon. I was kind of close. Okay. All right, Olivia. Let's do this. Let's practice part 2 one more time. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Okay. Talk about an object that you borrowed. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
This object which I borrow is a musical set. You know, we have a party which we prepared everything ready. We thought everything was going to come on time, but unfortunately there was a heavy rainfall. The person who was supposed to bring us this musical set never came on time. So thank God we had somebody around the quarter who had these things available. So we had to go there, plead it, and we borrowed one from the person and from a neighbor. He gave us the musical set. It was just like 3 months ago, yeah, which we had this party. It was a birthday party though for a friend, a colleague at a job site. So when the person lent us or borrowed us this musical set, everything went smoothly as planned. And it was a good thing because the person was there on time and at home, because if not, it would have been a mess for all of us. We borrowed this thing because we never had the opportunity, or the person that was supposed to bring us never came because of that heavy rainfall, as I earlier mentioned. So it was a very good thing. And at the end, we always satisfied you because everything went smoothly. And oh, I don't know, my network.
Okay. Your 2 minutes are up. I'll stop you there, Olivia. And I'll ask you a question or two related to your response and some questions connected to the topic of part 2. What was this musical set?
It was a woofer set, this big musical set that brings loud music in the house. When you play, the walls of the house are booming.
What kind of music did you play?
Just one, okay?
كل مرة يجيبونه.
Okay. قلت له رجعها وش قال لي؟
ليش هيك؟
قلت له لا لا.
What kind of music were you playing, Olivia?
We had jazz music on board, romantic music, stuff like that. And after which we've sing a happy birthday song to that colleague of ours.
Okay. All right. Let me give you some feedback, Olivia. So you've got good English. However, you need to focus on high quality professional communication. That's what I want you to practice for your IELTS exam. You have a lot of really good ideas. I think you have a lot of vocabulary. I think you have a lot of grammar, but you need to put it together much, much better to get a high band score. I think so far, this part 2 would probably be about a band 6. So it would be considered fluent English, but not necessarily good English, simply because of the communication for the most part. So you use the word thing, something, everything, stuff. These words are very confusing, especially when we use a lot of these words. So using words like stuff, everything, something, thing, then it starts to get really confusing what we're actually talking about. Okay. So you borrowed some musical equipment. Okay. Musical set can be understood in a lot of different ways, so it's quite unclear. So Olivia, can you just repeat after me? We borrowed some music equipment from my neighbor John.
Borrowed some musical equipment from my neighbor John.
To be more specific, we borrowed 4 speakers and a CD MP3 player.
To be more specific, we borrowed 4
speakers
and 3 MP players.
And an MP3 player.
MP3 players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a woofer is a type of speaker, so that's okay. Clarity, Olivia. So you want to have clarity, okay? It's very difficult to have a party without good music. We wanted to play some jazz and some romantic songs for one of my colleagues who was celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Want to play some jazz and romantic music to my colleague who was having a birthday party. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. And remember, students, really pay attention to the subject. So when the question says talk about an object you borrowed, then it's very important, Olivia, that you say I borrowed it from my neighbor, not we borrowed it. Okay. I borrowed this from my neighbor. I was organizing the party. Okay, so it's me, my, I, when the question is you borrowed. Okay? Right? So, Olivia, work on that coherence and you will get a really good score. Okay? Okay, all right. Thank you, Olivia. Have an awesome day. Again, students, a lot of times the fastest way to improve your band score is by improving on some of your communication skills. Okay. All right, let's take one more person. We've got quite a few people in here, but not so many hands up. El Tayeb, are you there? I've got time for a couple more quick questions. Can you chime in?
Sure, I'm here.
Hi, El Tayeb.
Okay.
Everything is
Yeah,
good. You're a little bit quiet. I'm going to turn you up on my end. There we go. El Tayeb, are you ready for a couple of part 3 questions?
First time to volunteer in a YouTube class.
Oh, really? Okay. That's all
Yeah.
good. All good. Same thing as a Zoom class. I know you volunteer in the Zoom classes. Same idea. Okay. Let's do this. Let's talk about borrowing and lending. Are you ready?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I'm ready.
Okay. When is it a good idea to borrow an item instead of buying it?
Come again.
When is it a good idea to borrow an item instead of buying it?
I believe that borrowing an item is necessary when someone really doesn't need it for a long time. They just need it temporarily. Whereas if they need it or they are thinking long term, they should probably purchase it.
Can you give me an example?
For example, people need to purchase phones because they are going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. However, if we compare that to something as maybe a pressure cooker, maybe we can borrow it from our neighbors. We don't have to necessarily buy it.
Have lending and borrowing customs changed since a generation before?
I think that 3 decades ago, lending and borrowing was very different. People used to share very simple things like knives and maybe some sort of screwdrivers. But nowadays, we're sharing something. We're sharing a lot of things, like maybe our phones. If someone is out of service and they want to help their peer, maybe call someone.
Okay, let me just stop there. First answer, I would say probably like a band 8. Second answer, I would say probably like a band 7. So altogether, you're somewhere in the 7.75 range for these part 3 answers. The first one was quite good. You didn't hear me, so you said come again. That's okay. It's a little bit casual for a formal interview, but
my heart now is beating like crazy.
it's okay to be nervous. You're speaking English on YouTube. Yeah, it's totally normal. It's okay. It's a good skill to become comfortable with being nervous. I know that's a really strange concept, but
yeah, I've actually come to terms with my nervousness. I can handle it sometimes.
That's exactly it, right? It's okay to be nervous. That's the other. Some people feel, I shouldn't be nervous. No, it's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be nervous. Those are all parts of us. Okay, so you said come again. You said, I believe that borrowing an item is necessary when someone doesn't need it for a long time. They just need it temporarily. That was very nice English. Okay, that piece was very nice. You kind of focused.
I thought it was very simple.
Simple is beautiful when it's well said. Okay, so when simple is well said and well used, it's going to get high band scores, no doubt.
Well,
Okay?
I think it is time to change my mindset.
Yes, empathetic speaking means that you're speaking to your audience, and when we speak to an audience, simple is better because there's a much higher chance that more people will understand and respond to what we're saying. When we speak in very complex ways, we speak to a very, very narrow audience, and it's not always good. The goal of communication isn't to impress ourselves, it's to impress those we're speaking to, right? So that was very good. You focused a little bit on the opposite side of, long-term items. But then you did express it clearly that, if we compare that to a pressure cooker, we could just borrow that from our neighbor. So that was very good. Okay. Then the second question, present perfect, have lending and borrowing customs changed? There wasn't so much present perfect in your answer, but you did answer the question. You said 3 decades ago. That's a generation. Yeah, 30 years.
Oh, my earphone is kind of broken. Only one part is working.
It's okay. Don't focus on that.
So that's why I sound so far sometimes.
That's okay. It's okay. So you said it was different. People borrowed simpler items in the past, like knives or tools like a screwdriver or a hammer. These days they borrow more complex items like an iPad or a mobile phone. Sure. So the second answer, the idea was good. You just want to clean that up. And LTAB, I know you can. I know you can say that better in present perfect when you've calmed yourself down a bit. So just try it a couple more times. But overall, very good. And you know what, LTAB, the best part of it is you're building your confidence, and you volunteered for the first time here on YouTube. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. That was Al Tayeb, everybody, and give him a thumbs up. Give everybody a thumbs up. Give Olivia a thumbs up. Amanjad a thumbs up. Aisha a thumbs up. All those volunteers did a fantastic job. I'm going to end the Zoom session for now because we've run out of time. But students, become a premium member. Use the courses. Join as many of these live classes as you can. We really are here to help you. $30 to $50 US. Paying that just once and then getting loads and loads of help, really worth it. Click the big red button at aehelp.com, fill that out, click the big red button at gltshelp.com, do yourself a favor and improve your English, improve your communication. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I sure did. I wish all of you as energetic a day ahead as what Aisha was expressing. And much love to all of you wherever you are in the world right now. Bye, everybody.